What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it again, answering your questions in another episode of For the Greater. Gersh, tell them what it is.
So this is a series where we answer the questions of our viewers. You ask a question about Warhammer 40K or about anything in the World Wide Web, and we answer it for you next week. Just put question in front of your question because we get to those first. It's easier for us to scan through all the questions in that way.
But think of us as human scantrons.
Yes. In a world of Warhammer 40K, I guess. Jasmine Ross asks, who would win in a fight, Guilliman versus Abaddon?
Jasmine has said what we've all been thinking. Would good triumph over evil?
Would a Primarch defeat a chaotically possessed and empowered human?
No, he's a space marine.
Who was he? Abaddon was from where?
He was I think he was like
Horus, right?
Yeah, he was from the Horus's squad. He was like his best of the best out of his bodyguards.
So my opinion is Guilliman.
Yeah, I mean Guilliman's a Primarch.
He was killed by a Primarch,
right?
Not a space marine. So yeah, I would say yeah.
Well, he wasn't even killed by a Primarch. He was killed by a Primarch demon prince.
That's true. But if Abaddon for some reason would be given demonhood, do you think he would have enough to fight Guilliman?
I think so, cause I mean Guilliman, the way he was resuscitated, so to speak, was through spoiler alert. Yeah, his armor. So there's something going on there, fishy with his armor. I don't know. I feel like, say his armor gets cracked, maybe he'll lose all his strength or something. But Guilliman's gonna win.
That would be a way for GW though, because to get rid of Guilliman. Because I'm still kind of worried that GW will do that, where they give you the Primarch, but they're gonna take it back as soon as people get comfortable and start using them in OP ways, I guess. He's what, 250 or 350?
I think he was like 350 points. He's a monstrous creature. He's got a bunch of OP rules. His stats are off the charts. His only downside that I see is that he has no way of getting where he needs to fast. He's a monstrous creature, so he can't get inside any vehicles.
Oh.
He only moves 6 inches. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm worried that they will kill him, and I think Demon Primarch or Demon Abaddon would be a good way to get rid of him.
I just want to see what Demon Abaddon would look like.
Yeah, he'll look all beefy. Next question.
Jay Thibault. It's not a question, but he says, about time you guys got haircuts. Now I've been seeing this in a lot of videos. I didn't get a haircut. If anything, my hair's gotten longer, so I don't know why you guys call it a haircut.
Maybe, did you shampoo it a certain way or use conditioner?
I have been using the blood of my victims as a type of conditioner, so.
That always makes it shine, that's probably why.
Right. Especially virgins. I feel like virgins have the most shine to it.
Or babies.
Yeah, babies do a pretty good job too.
Regress Minra. What's behind the window? The world may never know. Next question.
Bruva Michael. The Emperor was born as any, so where are the graves of his parents?
He wasn't born as any. He was born from the sacrifice of 100 psychers. That's not like any. 100 people who were not sacrificed so that I could be alive.
Well, in a way, yeah.
More than 100.
Simon Burjall. Question. Yo, Sound Alchemist. When are you going to do the video on Father Librarian Rama of the Blood Ravens? I shall unleash the chosen of Slanesh upon your rectal area, if it is not forthcoming. Yeah, I talked to you on Facebook, which, if you guys want to talk to us one-on-one, Facebook is a pretty cool way to do that. So yeah, I've been doing his lore, and other stuff has gotten in the way, but it's coming sooner than you think.
Yes. Alun Rafik. Why chainswords don't have AP? Is it logical that they have the same AP as a regular sword? Except probably because they're slow.
Yeah.
I mean, think of a chainsaw just like.
I mean, can chainsaws cut through armor?
Probably, but like not in the same way that a bullet going at like high speeds would tear through that armor.
Right.
Tear through that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next question.
As Bell Keto, who do you think would win? 40K Chaos or Warhammer 40K or Warhammer Fantasy Chaos? So 40K Space Marine stuff against Fantasy Chaos stuff.
Well, it's kind of like Fantasy has everything that Warhammer 40K does, but Warhammer 40K has a gun.
Right.
So I'm going with Warhammer 40K Chaos.
I've never heard of Fantasy using orbital bombardments and planet-killing missiles. So.
Yeah. There you go. Chaplain Thor, can the Emperor be cloned? No. Next question.
Mary Media. I have been out of the loop for some time. Have the Tau made any steps forward in their crusade? The newest lore actually kind of sets them back a little bit because their supreme ethereal commander, Aunva, was assassinated. So if anything, that kind of pushes them back, and they haven't released any lore after that. So we're unknown as to what route the Tau will go. Maybe Shadow Sun steps up, but I doubt the rest of the ethereal cast would allow that. So.
Yep. Chaplain Thor, what is your favorite movie? I see the Sound Alchemist with that Jurassic Park shirt. It's not wearing that.
No.
Yeah, what's your favorite movie?
Where to start?
Top 3, go.
Top 3, Saving Private Ryan, The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, and The Dark Knight.
Good choices. For me, it's There Will Be Blood, The Godfather, and Black Hawk Down.
That was a good one. Kill Bill was also really good, but I can't put it in my top 3 as good as it is.
Yes. Do you have any more questions?
Of course. This is by Zuja Pahur. Is it possible for a dreadnought to become a demon prince? I've never heard of this, but that sounds pretty amazing, pretty awesome. Because I know in order to be elevated to demonhood, you've got to be immortal. And if you're immortal inside of a dreadnought, are you like a mechanical demon?
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure that you could become a dreadnought could become a
demon prince?
Yes. Or those things, what are they called? Mauler fiends?
Forge fiends, Mauler fiends.
Something like that, yeah.
Hell brutes, kinda.
Yeah. Because there are chaos dreadnoughts, so. Sylvian Moore, how can you guys upload so many videos? We don't sleep, that's why we're always yawning.
Rule of 30. Why don't the Dark Eldar try to eliminate all the Slanesh worshippers throughout the galaxy? Wouldn't they try to weaken the very thing that wants to eat their souls? Yeah, that would make sense if they had the time, the army, the manpower to do it. The Eldar are a dying race, and that's the Eldar in total. So then you gotta split that down to just Dark Eldar. And as much as I love to see pain and whatnot, Slanesh is a very difficult thing to try and combat. Because there's a lot of Chaos worshippers, and that take forever, and there's no way of the Dark Eldar to do that.
I mean, pleasure is everywhere. You eat a ho-ho, bam.
You eat a hoe, bam.
Freakstyle 95. I don't know about the NIDs, but can or have they already incorporated gene seeds? Maybe even a Calyx Helix hybrid NID? So the Tyranid Guardians or Bodyguards, what are they called?
The Hive Guards.
Hive Guards are supposedly Space Marine hybrids. Or like they took the biology of a Space Marine and created this. Next question.
No longer here. 10101010. Are the Space Marines Primarchs and their Emperor different stages of human evolution? Not necessarily, because they didn't evolve through biological means. Primarchs were created in a laboratory thanks to the Emperor. And the Emperor was created thanks to the sacrifice of like 1,000 powerful Psychers. So they are not the next step in human evolution.
Nope.
Animorphs are.
What? Okay. Andrew Skyford. Why don't second founding chapters of Space Marines have more lore behind them? Like the Black Templars, White Templars, etc. The which is more edgy? And which is more edgy? Black Templars or Dark Eldar? Alright, so why don't the second founding chapters have lore? Black Templars have a ton of lore.
Mm-hmm.
So much lore that we haven't even scratched the surface, and we've already done, what, four videos on them?
Yeah.
And what do you mean by edgy? Because, like, the Black Templars and the Dark Eldar are two completely different beasts. They're not the same. Dark Eldars are about pain, pleasure, and Dark Eldar, or the Black Templar are not.
No, they're all about,
zealotry, sacrifice,
crusades.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Austin Palmer. Gersh, gotta have that Big Mech and the Pain Boy on bikes, zooming around, giving you boys the 5+ saves. Against shooting, this helps major. And try Commandos. Sometime 2+ cover saves when dropping to the ground in ruins is pretty good. And they can start in buildings, so it's also pretty good.
Yep, I'll give it a try. I've given a try, because I bring a Big Mac on a bike. No, that's a Pain Boy. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. I'll try it. Dustin Bird. Which repentant Imperial Guard regiment would win? The Volstrian Firstborn or the Death Corps of Krieg?
Gotta give it to the Death Corps.
Me too.
Just because of the masks.
Yeah,
no,
me too.
But, there's a thing in the lore saying that they were bombarding this city for like 10 years, and even after the city surrendered, they still kept attacking them for like another 10.
They were like, stop, and they were just like, fuck you guys. Master Spookums. So if the Primarchs are a reflection of war, then what would Angron represent, since he was the only Primarch tampered with the Butcher's nails? So Angron would represent rage, because like in war, you have to have savagery, rage. You're killing another human being that has to exist inside you. So that's what he represents.
Mm-hmm. Sylvian Moore, what is your favorite model of Warhammer 40K? I've said it this once and I'll say it before, it is the Tau battlesuit, because that's what brought me to the Tau in the first place. And they're pretty customizable, especially the Forge Road ones. You got broadsides, commanders, it's awesome.
I really like the Ork Big Mech with a custom force field. It used to be a metal model, now it's the other, and he's just like standing like that. He looks old. If not that guy, the Chaplain.
Helbrecht?
No. Well, let's see. The Chaplain with the Power Fist. Yeah, it just says Chaplain with the Power Fist.
Oh, just a standard Chaplain with a fist.
Yeah, it's still in the sprue.
It'll get done, hopefully, between the next 2 years.
I'm letting it ferment next to the warp gate. I mean the window. Next question.
Dragon Punch 903. What will Guilliman think of the Tau, since they weren't around in 30K?
That's true.
Huh, there's a lot of things that weren't around in the 30K.
Yeah. He's gonna look around and be like, why didn't we do this from the beginning? Brainwashing your victims? Why wouldn't they do it?
Not waiting for one of your warriors to be mortally wounded to be put inside a robotic armor body? Yeah, he'll probably be like, what are those?
Oh. Stros Varos. He has 2 questions. Hypothetically, if both the missing legions still existed and should return around, but now do you think 2 pre-heresy Space Marine legions could make a notable change to the Imperium, and would they be better or worse? So would the return of the Lost Legions make a difference? If they have Primarchs, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Primarchs are tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the question number 2: which such powerful planet, destroying or devastating weaponry, Why does the Imperium not just subdue the Ork force in space, if around their populated worlds, and just toast those planets to kill all the spores, etc.? So why don't we just bombard the Orks? I'm pretty sure they've tried. And it doesn't work because the Orks are just so numerous. It is said that if Orks were just to somehow snap out of it and unite, there would be so many of them that the galaxy would be taken over in a matter of a couple days.
Yes, that's crazy to think about.
Yep. It says, P.S. I agree with the whole Necrons should have stayed mindless machines because they seem more intimidating that way. Yeah. Next question.
Pigita? Do you expect GW to bring back any further demon Primarchs in the near future? Yeah. They want to make money, and what do people want? Primarchs. There's even... Before the release of Guilliman, there's been lore and rumors and a bunch of stuff suggesting that you got the Lion coming, you got Fulgrim coming. It's like... They're coming. You just gotta give it time.
Just gotta open your mouth and wait.
Mm-hmm. Close your eyes, though, because you don't want to get it in there.
Next question.
Ben Smith. Will the Orks have anything to do with the current story?
I hope so. They're kind of the types of... They're the character that you could just throw into anything, really. Just have a planet that was infested by Orks, or that the Orks found out about the battle, and then they like...
Are they still fighting in Armageddon?
Yeah. They're fighting in Armageddon, and God School is actually over in,
It's fighting the Tyranids, isn't it?
The Tyranids. I forget what the place is called.
Yeah, so if Guilliman says, oh, look at Armageddon, they got a bunch of boss people, let's go help them out, and then they'll come join my cause.
Mm-hmm.
That's a quick and easy way of doing it.
Yep. Cimerus Integra. I think I already asked this, but you once said that the legions... No, yeah, I already answered that. Whisper. Nurgle feeds his plagues to his wife. Would she ever be able to escape? And if so, what do you think she would do? It's not his wife. It's just some lady or it's just some god he stole.
Yeah, just some god.
Yeah. Isha.
So if Isha does escape, Nurgle is gonna be pissed. I think he's just gonna spread a bunch of diseases. And now that Isha isn't there to like test him out and know what it is that he's putting in her, it's gonna be a lot worse for the Imperium, because it's like, oh, we don't know how to combat this disease, and Isha, she's not there to, whisper the potions, the cures.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some interesting stuff right there.
Yep.
So you get a good thing, but you're also getting a lot of bad.
Yeah.
This one's by Ben Smith. Why are you always yawning?
Because I'm tired, man.
Yeah, we don't sleep.
We gotta pump these videos out all day, day.
Pump iron, pump something else, pump videos. There's a lot of pumping involved.
Fars. What is your best Warhammer 40K Yo Mama joke?
Yo Mama's so cute. I love her.
That's weird.
That's a 40K joke because this is a Warhammer 40K video.
Okay. Let me try one. Yo Mama is so ugly.
How ugly is she?
Not even Nurgle's rot would tap that ass. I don't know. If you guys have better Yo Mama jokes of Warhammer 40K, please comment down below. Just put Yo Mama, and then we'll read it. We'll try to read it next week. Next question.
Cameron Cross. Can an Orc weird boy control a lesser Tyranid without the Orc being controlled by the hive mind?
Yeah, the hive mind couldn't control the Orc to begin with. And yes, so Orcs ride on Tyranids. Because usually what happens when an Orc defeats a tendril of a hive fleet or what have you, all the remaining Tyranids revert to animalistic behavior, so they're just animals. Mm-hmm. And feral Orcs take them, ride them into battle, stuff like that. They use them as what are they called? They fight them in arenas. It's really cool stuff.
Gladiator beasts and stuff.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff.
And that's all the time we have to answer questions this time. Please leave your comments down below so we can answer them in the next for the greater war.
This was Gershwan,
the Sound Alchemist. We are One Mind Syndicate, and we are out of here.